The messaging experts do not want me to talk about this topic. They say that if I want to attract like the high level clients and stuff, that I need to kind of steer away from conversations like this. But there's this part of me that just cannot ignore how important this conversation that we're going to have today really truly is. And that is that you applying so much pressure to trying to make the money is the reason why you are not making the money. Okay. And I know that that can be like, well, Kiana, there are people who, they were down and out and then they grew this amazing big business and this and that. Let me explain something to you. A lot of people who have had that type of success are leaving out a lot of their messy middle. Why? Because when they are presenting their stories and things like that, they don't have all day to tell all the stories and all the experiences and all the things. So, what you might perceive as someone who was just down and out and then they just shoot and then like that was it is not always the case. For the number of people, then like maybe sure, yeah, right? But nonetheless, let me take you back to when I was homeless, okay? And I had gotten on the call with a coach. I didn't know that it was like that she was going to pitch me. I would have never gotten on the call because I didn't have any money. I didn't have money to eat. I didn't have money. I didn't have money. Okay? And so when she said to me, you know, that I was never going to be able to make money in my business until I fixed my mindset. One, I resented that. Two, I was like, fuck you. And three, I was still able to go make the money. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. It was not sustainable. It was not sustainable at all. Did I make enough money to get myself to a place where I was able to have a bed to sleep in? Like, yes, I did that. I did that and I pushed myself. But here's when I'm able to look back, here's what I'm noticing is that the pressure allowed me to like kind of anchor down and start. But, right, my subconscious did what my subconscious needed to do, which was to get my butt into gear, right? Support me on that journey. But then once I achieved what I essentially needed to achieve for the survival, motivation dropped. I wasn't really doing anything. I think back and I'm like, what was I even doing with my days? What was I doing with my days? Like, I can't even really remember. But I wasn't doing what I know that I should have been doing, could have been doing, right? And so, one of the things that I'm noticing, I've been posting every single day on my YouTube channel for the past, like, I don't know, like 60. I stopped counting, y'all. We're in the 60s, right? It might be 64, 63. We don't know. But the point being is that with this particular challenge, even though like y'all saw like on day 18, y'all watched me like ideate and create and launch a membership in a day, right? And if you haven't seen that video, you need to go watch that because it's like, right? But what I was able to do because of the challenge is, I didn't look at it as, oh my gosh, I need to get monetized in a certain amount of time. I need to make a certain number of sales. And this is like all the things that, I think we're kind of taught in the beginning from seemingly well meaning people. I do think that people are well meaning. But we cannot deny that there are people who do this and then like they don't see any traction, they don't see any real growth, they don't see any real success. We're going to put success in the air quotes, okay, because that is up to you to decide what that looks like and means for you. But comma and right, when it comes to being able to make the money that you want to be able to make, or at least like be on the trajectory of doing that, and you're feeling the pressure, you have to allow yourself, one, feel the emotions. Okay, we do not bypass over here. Feel the emotions. If you need to go cry, you know how many times I sat on the floor and cried? Honey, on the floor crying, on the couch crying, at my desk crying, outside on my balcony crying. Like, I've been there. And We need to feel it. Allow it to happen so that you're not trapping emotions inside of your body. That is so important. And allow yourself to really anchor into the vision that you have, the desire that you have from the perspective of your higher self, right? I did not do that before. If I would have thought of, okay, future Kiana that has what she wants, how is she? And here's the thing, I can ask, how is she doing the things and this, and that. The reality is we don't know what we don't know. So what would she start doing? What advice would my higher self give me? Not just what would she do, because again, I don't know. None of us really truly know what that version would do. However, what would she start doing? Well, she would start at least thinking about how to automate things, how to systemize things, right? So we can start building systems so that we don't burn out, or, so that way we have a way for people to enter into our world and then like move along the journey. And then, the ones who self-select or whatever, they come and work with us. And it's not this hard hustle every single day. Oh my gosh, tell me it doesn't sound exhausting. Tell me, just thinking about it, it doesn't sound exhausting, right? Because in this day and age, you don't just talk to the clients, work with your clients. You've got to, market your business. You've got to create your offers. You got to create assets. You've got to do so many other things, right? And so it's allowing yourself to be where you are, recognize where you are. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your starting point. Recognize where you are trying to go, where you're desiring to go, with also knowing this, that along the journey, the destination point might change. And that too is okay. As you go through the journey of growth and evolution, all those things, the destination might change. What you offer might change. Oh my gosh, ask me how many different offers I have put out and sold that I'm not doing today. That is like, I'm be honest, it's almost as if that when I started this challenge, I kind of started my business over. Like, that's what it feels like. Because I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I only really have one offer, and that's my membership. I have one offer, but I've had so many offers that again have sold, but they were one-off things, right? And that had me in this like continuous loop of, okay, well, now I need to go hustle for the next client, the next client, the next client, the next sale, the next sale, the next sale, the next intensive, the next, audit, the next this, the next that. And the that just continued to put me in a state of feeling the pressure. Now, I'm not saying that working with clients like one-on-one means that you're always going to be in this constant state of feeling pressure. If it's around like you trying to get to like a money goal or something like that, if that's your business model, right? There are people who work with clients one on one, but they're not necessarily also just reliant on like each client as just one payment, and then you got to go get the next, and then you got to go get the next, and then, that's what I'm talking about. You got to go get the next, and you got to go get the next, and you got to go get the next, and that's like, oh my gosh, okay, right? So when it comes to, again, you feeling that pressure, how are you going to be magnetic to your ideal clients, to the people that you want to attract, if you are in a constant state of pressure, internal chaos, things like that? I don't want to be like that woman who says, like, if you don't work on your mindset, you're never going to make money in your business, because that's not true. But what I want for you, if you want it for yourself, is sustainability, right? Things that work for you over and over and over and over, right? This is why I love teaching YouTube to my clients, because YouTube is the long-term game. The videos you make today are still going to get watched a year later, 2 years later. You understand what I'm saying to you? As opposed to putting you on this like hamster wheel, say maybe, and there's no shade to the other platforms, right? But like, say like with like TikTok, they're like, oh, you need to be posting like 5, 6, 7 times, like a constant content hamster wheel. Now, It's like my neighbors are outside. I don't know what they're talking about, but I love my neighbors. They're cool. They're cool. They're cool peoples. Anyway, so when it comes to, again, like the feeling of that pressure, I also don't want you to overplan. Like, don't overplan. Create what's going to light you up inside. That when you have to show up and you have to talk about it, regardless of your situation, regardless of your circumstances, when you turn on the camera, when you write that post, whatever, that you're like, this shit that I have right here, this shit that I have right here is so juicy. It's so delicious. It's delectable, honey. You need to come experience this. Like, come into my world, honey. Like, because that energy that you put out, that's felt. What you are experiencing internally, even if you think that you are being a little slick about it, like, oh, well, okay, I'm just gonna get up here, I'm gonna smile, hi, buy my thing, life sucks. Like, no, right? So, like, let's not do that. That energy is felt. It is felt, okay? Regardless of how you identify, we are all intuitive beings, okay? So, like, if you're trying to fake the funk, the people they're gonna notice that. They're gonna notice it. They're gonna feel it and be like, something just ain't sitting right with this. But when it is true, when it's like, oh my gosh, I have this thing. Oh my gosh, oh my god, I put this shit together. Like, hey, 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 look at this. Look at what you want this. You want this. I know you want this. I know you want this. Right. So that is my biggest advice is allow yourself to put yourself out there, right? In the energy of the love that you have for what it is that you're doing. If you don't like what the fuck it is that you're doing, you're like, oh, I just need clients, but I don't really like doing this. And the clients, they be getting on my nerves and they don't turn their stuff in on time. And It's like, honey, then step one, switch up the offer. If you feel miserable delivering on the thing that you're putting out and you're only doing it because you want to make the money from it, scrap that shit. Scrap that shit. Scrap that shit. I want you to be lit up so that, again, when you go out there, you're like, this shit, you get, hey, okay? So that is my advice to you. What I would absolutely love for you to do is, if you were in this place, come join the Magnetic Visibility Circle Premium. I have inside of there the Brain Magic Mastery Podcast. I am master and trainer certified in neurolinguistic programming, clinical hypnotherapy, emotional freedom techniques, like all the things that are going to get you right here, right? And the body, because the body and the mind work together, okay? But I want you to just make sure that, like, every single day you are tapped in to being not necessarily just the best version of you, because you can make money having bad days. You really can. Like, you really can. Like, there's no rule that says you have to be high vibe. You have to be so high vibe in order to make the monies. That's not what I'm saying. However, the state at which you are in, by state, I mean like the emotions and stuff, also drives your decisions. Okay? It's going to drive your decisions as well. And I want you to be able to make great decisions for you, for your business, so that you can go make that money. So that when people see you, they are so magnetized by you that they're like, I don't really know much about this bit, but I know that I want to know more. I want to know more. I need to enter into this person's world. Like, that's what I want for you, okay? So join the Magnetic Visibility Circle Premium, honey. You can get 7 free days. You can get 7 free days. I got you. Go into that Brain Magic Mastery private podcast. Pop them audios on, okay? There's over 8 hours for you. And I'm telling you, you're going to see yourself shift, because the clients that I worked with in the past that have used my hypnosis and things, like, they have manifested money out of nowhere. They've had people that they haven't heard from in years just randomly message them and like, hey, I would like to put down a deposit to work with you in the future. I've had people like who don't even really have a business, but somehow manage to manifest like amazing experiences, like being able to spend a week on a private like island with a private chef and just all the luxury, right? Without having to break a sweat, without having to do anything, without having to beg for it, without having to work their ass off for it. Like, people listen to my audios and they shift, they grow, they evolve, and they manifest magic, honey. So I will be seeing you inside of the premium membership.